Last year, we did one of the most incredible hikes we've ever done in a national park.
We're Matt and Cheryl, and we make travel guides.
So today, we want to show you the fiery furnace and our experience with it. And we're gonna talk to you about some tips if you wanna go do this hike for yourself. We are at the fiery furnace, which is a permit-only hike. We've got our permit right here. Matt reserved it about a week ago. They only let 75 people in a day.
This hike is unusual in that there aren't signs showing you where to go at each step of the way. The only thing you'll see on the trail, if you're lucky to see them at all, are these tiny arrows that blend into the rock. And if you miss the arrows, it's okay. If you can't spot the trail, you'll find it by trial and error. We just found the world's smallest arch.
And you roll it over your head.
All right, Molly just found another arrow, and it goes into this little crack here, and Cooper says I'm gonna be stuck in the crack. All right. Okay, how is it, Cheryl?
Well, it's questionable if we can fit our girth through here. We're gonna see.
Cooper, you got a bet?
This is a dad-sized crack.
Well, the scramble's fantastic. This is really cool. Fiery furnace. I keep referring to it as the Devil's Garden because there is a Devil's Garden here at Arches as well, but this is more unusual. This is just scrambling around, getting lost. When you think of Arches National Park, you might understandably think about arches, and for good reason. There are over 2,000 arches in the park, making it the most densely concentrated area of arches in the world. However, before an arch becomes an arch, it's just a wall. Around here, they are called fins, and fins dominate the landscape here much more than arches. But if it was called Fins National Park, you probably wouldn't be interested in visiting it. If we look at the fiery furnace from a distance, such as this viewpoint, you can see there's a lot of fins in there. The sign at the trailhead also shows an aerial shot of this crazy landscape. All right, it's getting real.
Personally,
Okay, gotta get down on all fours here. Okay, spotted another arch at the end of this little canyon here. All right, we spotted another one in here. So what have we got? 3 total, maybe 4 if we count this as 2.
The puddle thing over there is a tank.
What is a tank?
Where there's a hole in the mountain, a hole in the rock, and then I think water comes down and it goes in there.
The fiery furnace is one of several distinct sections in Arches National Park. But unlike the rest, this requires a permit to enter, and only 75 per day are given out. Permits are obtained on recreation.gov, and there are 2 types. The first is a ranger-guided tour. This costs $16 per person to do. The tour is generally about 2 miles and lasts about 2.5 hours. The ranger-guided tours only last from spring to fall. The second option is a self-guided hike, and it costs $10 per person. With this option, you'll make your own way through the fiery furnace. Due to the lack of a trail and the difficulty of finding the arrows, this could take several hours to complete. Oh no, dad bod. I've seen people online complain about it taking 5 to 6 hours and feeling like they would never find their way out. Some people use GPS or all trails to help guide them, but we tried something else and really enjoyed it. I'll get to that in a moment.
On the rock, and he climbs back off. Unbelievable.
Time to hike like a mom. Did it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weather. If you do this in the intense heat of the summer and get stuck in there for longer than expected, that could be a real issue. As you can see from our coats, we did this in November. This meant we didn't roast, but there are some drawbacks to doing it in the off season. First, the ranger-guided hikes aren't available, so the only option is this self-guided hike. Cooper, how do you like this hike?
I hate you and hike.
How you liking it, hon?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Don't listen to him. He's gonna be talking about how cool this is with his friends in a couple weeks.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yeah, all about how tough he was.
I would say don't do this ever.
What's your take on the fiery furnace?
Oh, it's way fun. It's an adventure.
Second, I initially had a permit to do this in March, but when I showed up to do the orientation, they told me they had shut down the hike due to snow. Online reservations open about 7 days in advance. If you obtain a reservation, you must show up to the visitor center the day before or the morning of your hike to obtain your permit and receive your orientation. Basically, they explain that you need to hike in sandy washes or on the red rock directly, but avoid the vegetation.
We've got our permit right here. Matt reserved it about a week ago. They only let 75 people in a day. And the ranger actually told us the whole point is to get lost. Now, she says that the point is to get a little lost, not a big L lost. And we had to go through a whole little video presentation about this so we know what to do. But I'm a little concerned because I get lost everywhere I go. I don't even go to corn mazes because I'm afraid I'll never find my way out.
But no one has gotten so lost that they needed to be rescued. As you can see, the trail requires scrambling, jumping, or even some climbing. For that reason, kids under the age of 5 aren't allowed. But also note that although some of these obstacles we are doing were a necessary part of the hike, many of them weren't. They were just side trails or fun places to climb along the way.
I think our family is the perfect ages for it. I don't know if I'd bring grandma and grandpa on this, and I definitely wouldn't hike it with a baby and an ergo, but I think our family's the perfect age.
All right, here we can see 2 more arches. One right there and one over there. So I think that brings our total of 5. So you're tempted to go down this alleyway here, but if you look on that wall right there, there's a little tiny arrow. The arrows are barely even noticeable, but it tells you to go through this little crack right here. Okay, Cheryl, there are 3 canyons behind you. Do you see them?
Oh.
Which canyon? Let's play which canyon are we gonna go down?
I think we should go down the middle.
Really? We're going down the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so Cheryl, congratulations. On the last one, you were right. We made it through.
Well, I feel like I'm in the movie Labyrinth. Like, I think it was in the 80s, one of my faves from my childhood. If you've seen it, you would get this.
I was a little concerned about getting stuck in the fiery furnace for a long time and having the kids mutiny on me, so I found a guide online. It provided pictures and directions in a step-by-step format. What I really liked about it is that it wasn't overly detailed, so it didn't give away the surprises ahead of time. Okay, this is just spectacular. What an amazing hike that we're doing. Look at these blue skies, the red rock. One time we even did get a little lost before we got back on track. We were able to finish the 2 to 3 mile hike in about 2 hours, which was just perfect for our family. Some might argue this takes away from the spontaneity of the hike, but we still found a lot to be excited about. What'd you find?
Yeah.
In reality, the guide just correlated with the arrows on the rock, which I'm guessing is the same route the rangers go. But as we made our way through, our kids still often found the arrows before I could even figure out the next step. We felt like we found many treasures that we otherwise wouldn't have found, like Arches and Little Slot Canyon. Oh man, we made it.
Wow. I'm amazed we didn't get lost. I don't know how people don't get lost in there. It is super confusing.
They do get lost.
Yeah, but I mean like needing assistance lost.
Me too. Seems crazy. Okay, we did it. We made it through the fiery furnace. That was a spectacular experience. That really was awesome. Now, earlier this year, I did a Devil's Garden, which is just north of here, and that was fantastic too. There was some scrambling in that one. Devil's Garden is kind of fiery furnace light. You don't need a permit for Devil's Garden, but you do for fiery furnace. Really an amazing experience. Now, just if you look behind me here, there's the mountains in the distance and the fiery furnace on the right. We've got those snow-capped mountains, and then kind of sitting underneath that is all this red rock. Just unique formations. Arches is really one of the best hiking parks. For more great things to do in Arches, check out this video. And if you want to see another fun Moab adventure, check out this video. Thanks for watching.